Good morning. Good morning, Athos. Good morning, Titus. Good morning, guys. And last but not least, good morning, Miko. A lot of you guys probably didn't even know that I owned a pet snake, but I've had Miko since like 2015, 2014. That snake is like 9, 10 years old. He's chilling, he's good. He's just been hanging out, he's just a guy. But today we're gonna be working on the 180SX. I got a couple of things that I need to work on. You guys see this? It's 80 degrees, thunderstorming and stuff. So we're gonna take advantage of it not being extremely hot today in the garage. So I'm gonna make some greens, make a protein shake, and then we're gonna go hop in the garage to start working on the 180. Is it just me? Do y'all throw back protein shakes? That's just me. Oh baby, time to do some more work on the 180. So I kind of started doing some work yesterday. I got, if you guys can see the big hockey puck in there, a 30mm spacer. I actually have one right over here. So if you guys saw my previous video, the 180 does need a 30mm spacer for there to be enough clearance between the wheel and the collar on the actual coilover. So today what we're going to be doing is I have to cut the extended studs on the car. And I'll show you what I mean, but pretty self-explanatory. The studs are just a little too long whenever I put the spacer on, so they have to get cut. So that's what we're going to be working on today. And there you have it. So there is all 5 extended studs trimmed down with the provided bolts by Z1. Basically, they're like lug nuts in and of themselves. Just goes over that. But as you guys can see, the studs are now short enough to where they're not protruding through the spacer. And so whenever I put the wheel back on, it's going to be nice and clean and be able to mount directly. And we'll just basically be using these. And there we have it, brand new spacer mounted. You guys can see the new spacer right in there. All in all, 10 out of 10. There's the amount of space that's in between the collar and the actual wheel itself. That is enough. I did a full lock, turned the wheel all the way to the left, all the way to the right, and there is no rubbage, it doesn't hit, and that is what we are rocking with space. So I just wanted to show you guys. Hey guys, it's actually been a couple of days since the last clip, and in order to progress this build, we've been waiting for a couple of parts to come in, and I actually have to run all the way to Summit Racing to pick up a couple of things. So I'm just gonna kind of show you, I've been like working in the garage, so we ended up getting a part from Street Faction, which is allowing us to basically mount our e-brake lines, because the mounting points underneath the car above the drive shaft was actually a little bit longer than the OEM ones. So we had to get a bracket so that way we could mount the lines. And I was basically working on that all day yesterday, still kind of struggling with it. I'm gonna be re-tackling that today, but I also am gonna be switching up something with the wheels as well, and like the studs and everything. So I have to run over to Summit Racing and pick up some parts as well. There's a lot of like little maintenance things I'm gonna be doing off camera, but the next thing that we're gonna be tackling together is we ended up getting a part from HFM Parts all the way from Australia, and it is going to be the Brake Master cylinder. There's a couple of things that I had to order off of Amazon so that way we could start tackling this install, which like a bench bleeding kit, so that way I could bench bleed the new Brake Master cylinder. So we're gonna be doing that. And I also have to wait, let's see, what else did I order? I got the bench bleeder kit, and then, oh yeah, and then I also got the little tool that allows me to measure the push rod, so that way whenever we go to mount the new one, there's not too much play and everything with the actual brakes themselves and everything. So that little tool is gonna allow us to measure the push rod and figure out, you know, how we need to adjust that basically. So a lot to do today. There's a lot of little maintenance things that I'm gonna be tackling today. It's Friday, so we have an entire weekend to start tackling some stuff. And then we're gonna be tackling the Brake Master cylinder here really soon. So let's get going. off to Summit Racing. Package secured. Okay, so we are back home. It is time to replace the brake master cylinder, but before I do that, I gotta take the old one out. But to be able to take the old one out, I had to take the front bar, like strut bar, I don't know what the heck it's called. I gotta take this front bar out. Guys, around over here. So the brake master cylinder, as you guys can see, is right there. And so I'm gonna be taking these bolts out so that way I can take, I'm gonna take all of this out right here, just so that way there's clearance for this to be able to push down and pull out. So first things first, we've gotta take this off and we'll get started there. There we go. All right, cool. So we got the bar out and now we've got like free clearance right here for this to be able to be pulled out. So now there's a nut right there and then there's one right on the other side, and then this will literally just pull straight out and down, or I think it's like down and out, something like that. But now let's get this off. I have my lines with painter's tape and I just marked 1, 2, and 3. Just so that way I know which one goes where. Because I think whenever I take these off, they're gonna fall. So just that way you don't confuse your lines. Boom, and there you have it. There is my OEM brake master cylinder, baby. There we go, out. This is the brake master cylinder that I got from HFM Parts. They're like super high quality. It looks super sick. And something that I want to show you guys, I got this little tool off of Amazon, and this thing allows me to basically measure like the cylinder where like the push rod would go into. So if you look at it, you have one end that says rounded pin end that points with you have the brake booster that points that way, and then you got the master cylinder that points this way. So this little locking nut up here, you just unlock it and it allows this rod to move freely, like forward and backwards like that. So now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna push this like all the way to the max. Now this says master cylinder pointing up like that. So I'm basically going to insert this, and then you'll see that it pushes this back all the way until the posts make contact with the edge of the master cylinder like that, like where it's going to be mounted. So let me go ahead and just do that real quick. So it'll let me like measure this out. So here we go. All right, we are going to push that against that like that. And then there, and then I'm gonna lock it. So now I know that that is the length that I have. So now what I would do is I would take this end and put it against the firewall until this end is basically like a hair right in front of the push rod. So that'll make sure that whenever we install our brake master cylinder, the push rod isn't like gonna be too far up or too far back. So like if it's too far up, it's gonna, our brakes will automatically engage when they get hot enough without me even pressing the pedal. And if I do it too far back, it'll make my brake pedal feel spongy. So you wanna make sure you get it right, just kind of like a hair in front of this. All right, I'm gonna do the best that I can to film this for you guys. So that right there is the push rod. And we're going to take this tool. As you guys can see, there's our push rod and everything. I've got this kind of like at an angle so that way you guys can see this right there. They're like basically touching. So these little posts that are up against like the wall here, this little rod is barely touching that push rod right there. So I think that's gonna be perfectly fine to install the brake master cylinder. If the rod was like, if it was just a little too long and it was going past the push rod, that would be bad. But since it's literally sitting right in front of it, that would actually probably give us a pretty good brake feel. So I'm not gonna touch that, I'm not gonna mess with it. We're gonna leave that alone. That's a pretty good distance for the push rod. I'm gonna say that's okay to go ahead and install the brake master cylinder. Okay, so I don't have a vise, so this is kind of like my jerry-rigged setup here. I am basically using a spacer, and I'm using the studs to keep this locked in place, to kind of keep this from being able to go forward whenever I'm sitting here with like whenever I'm sitting here pushing or like engaging the cylinder and pumping the fluid through. So we've got all our lines and everything here. I'm about to fill this up with .3 fluid and everything, and then we are gonna be basically sitting here pumping and bench bleeding our master cylinder. So here's kind of like my jerry-rigged setup. Don't judge me, but I don't have a vise or anything, so this is what we got going on. So I guess let's go ahead and just get started, baby. Okay, yeah, that would be better. Okay, all right, we're gonna go ahead and cut this bad boy open. All right, and we are gonna fill this up. Let's go past the max line here. A little bit past the max there, so that way the lines are submerged. Okay, you can actually literally start to kind of like see fluid going through here. Let me keep going a little bit. I do see one of these leaking a little bit. Okay, I think we got the lines fully submerged. I don't see any more fluid leaking, so I'm gonna rotate this around. I'm just gonna go slow because I know that this is just an absolute pain, and I do not want to make my life any harder than it has to be. There we go. We had a little bit come out right there at that angle. Can see them floating at the top there. Cool. This is pretty much done. And then basically now what I'm gonna be doing is I'm gonna be taking the lid, screwing it back on here, and then we're gonna be taking, as soon as I put that lid back on, we're gonna be unscrewing these here. And then at that point, I'm gonna basically use 3 fingers to kind of block it, and it's gonna be a race to kind of go get this mounted and get my lines all connected. There's obviously gonna be a little bit of air that still gets in, that's fine. You'll be able to get it out with the regular brake bleeding process, but you gotta just make sure you gotta go kind of fast. So I'm not gonna film that because it's gonna be me scrambling, but the next clip you guys see will be hopefully this thing mounted in the car. Okay, I got a Hanner here with me. The new brake master cylinder is right here. We got it installed. I'm gonna tell you guys, doing that by yourself is just literally impossible. It's the worst thing ever. There's brake fluid everywhere. I don't know how. People that do it by themselves, they use Hollywood magic and editing. It's the hardest fucking thing I've ever done. Like, my brake master cylinder has 3 ports. I had lines going in, I bench bled it and everything, and then as soon as you crack one, you have to take it off immediately and then get your line in there, and like, but while you're doing that, there's brake fluid coming out. It's fucking impossible. It's impossible without making a mess. People that do it on YouTube, this is me being real with you, this fucking sucked. And to be honest, all the work that I did bench bleeding is probably undone, and it's gonna take me 5 ever to just do regular brake bleeding. It fucking sucked, but we have it in. We put new fluid in there. We double checked all the ports and everything. I don't see anything leaking or anything. So now we're gonna be going through and bleeding everything. From what I understand, the lid on this actually needs to come off. So this is supposed to be off. And basically we just need to check that level every time we go through one, because that is probably gonna go really quickly. So we just gotta make sure we check that. So, and when it comes to bleeding brakes, you start from the furthest one away from this side. So we're gonna start on this corner back here. So we're gonna be starting back here first. And just like that, the brakes have been bled. I am so sweaty, but the brakes have been bled. Oh God, dude. I'm exhausted. Like, I am exhausted, but we got the brand new, I'm pretty sure I already showed you guys this, but we have the brand new brake master cylinder installed, looking good. We got this thing full of brake fluid, and all 4 corners of the car has been brake bled. Thanks to my wifey, she's sweaty as well. So basically, I think all I have left to do with this, I have 2 30mm spacers that have just like Chinese studs that I need to take out and replace them with the ARP studs. And then I just need to torque all of my axle nuts, basically, just make sure those are all good. Basically just kind of torquing everything down, just making sure it's good. And then I think we'll be able to lower this car and put it on the ground and go test drive it. So next clip you guys see will be me putting these wheels on, and this car will be ready to go. It's probably gonna be in a couple days, but I will see you guys in just a second. Okay, so we're taking a break from the car building for a second because I got a package in the mail, and it's one that I've been waiting for a bit. Well, I say a bit, it's only been like 4 days, but it's something that I've been needing. So I officially got my racing helmet all the way, and I'm not gonna say what brand yet. I got my racing helmet. If you see the box, you might already know. Oh, Hannah, you gotta come look at the box. Oh my goodness. Oh. Look at it. Oh my gosh. Okay. Ooh, it has a bag. Ooh. Ooh, that's a big noggin.
You do have a big one.
Dang, look at that. It has a Sparko bag. Sheesh. Oh, look at that. Look at that red interior. Yo, this bag is nice, dude. Ooh. Ooh, baby. Ooh, baby. Mmm. Look at that. Red interior. Wait, how does this have to go over? Ooh. Look at that. Sparko on the inside. It's got like the Hans mounting positions and everything. So I'll be able to use those. Dang, okay. Now the moment of truth, because like I did not really know like what size to get. So, well, because remember like helmets are like my helmet that I had was one size, but whenever we measured my head, it was more for this size. And so I will say the other helmet that I had did kind of like squeeze my face a little bit. So I'm hoping that this one fits better. Yeah, kind of, yeah. Which, whatever. All right, let's see. Oh yeah, that's way more comfortable.
Yeah.
Does that look like it fits my face better?
Yeah.
It is way different.
It is huge.
It's way different.
It's huge.
It's huge?
It's huge. You look like an alien.
I look like an alien? It's a little loose, just like a little bit. How do I?
Good.
How are you supposed to strap it? Hold, please. We're gonna figure out the helmet. All right, I was able to figure out how to strap the helmet and everything, but boom, baby. There's our Sparko helmet. It came with a bag. It's got the red interior, dude. All the spice, dude. All the spice. I love it. This helmet looks so sick. Oh, baby. So we've got the car on the trickle charger, currently charging up because she was dead. But I've got all 4 wheels and tires on the car. Basically, the next thing is just to get the car started. I'm gonna get it, like, once it's charged up and everything, I'm gonna get it started. I'm gonna lower the car and then tighten all the wheels and everything down, and then basically try to take it on its first drive in like months. I think it's been at least a month or two. I don't know, it's been crazy. So I'm gonna have my first official drive on the brand new like wheel and brake setup. I'm sure something's gonna go wrong. We'll see what happens. Oh my God, she's on the ground and she looks so short. Like, this car has been on jack stands for like a month or two, and like you know, we took it off the stands and the car sat and I was like, bruh, I was like, this thing is so low. Like, I was like freaking out, but all honestly, like, the front actually needs to go lower. Like, look how much, look at the gap there versus that right there. So we've got plenty of room, plenty of space. The height is actually not too bad in the rear. We actually might have to lower the front a little bit, but because of like the pokiness, you guys see how much poke there is there? I might be okay with the little bit of gap in the front, just so that way we can kind of like figure it out, see if it rubs or not. And I was saying the coilovers still need to settle, which is true. So those do need to settle. I'm basically going to torque these. Now that the car's on the ground, I have to torque all the lug nuts. And I'm waiting for it to charge because I haven't driven this car in like a month or two. So it's dead as fuck. Yeah. Well, as soon as everything's dialed, center caps and TC4 stickers. The TC4 stickers are gonna... I still got to put my TC4 stickers on my wheels, but ooh, it's gonna look good. I wanted to wait until like everything was done, okay, and then put the stickers like on. Yeah, it was like a last like that was like, it's like when you buy an Apple product and you go to unbox it and everything, and they wait until it's all done and then you take the plastic off. Putting the stickers on is like taking the plastic off for me. So, okay, we're gonna sit here for a minute. I'm gonna torque everything and then try to start her. The 180 is alive and breathing, and now I'm about to drive it. Hannah, can you film me? Oh my gosh. All right. Moment of truth. Oh my gosh. The 180. It's on the ground, it's moving. I don't hear anything rubbing either. All right, we gotta see if this works. Yeah, buckle yourself up. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That definitely has to be like, I don't know if that's like a disc brake or something. Or like, it's something's rotating right there. I don't know what it is. About an hour and a lot of sweat later. Ooh. I don't know what that is. That's not my diff. No. Like, that sounds like something's rubbing. Let me turn that off for a minute.
Don't hit the curb.
Yeah.
Don't be like this, dude.
You guys want to see something crazy? Camera's not going to zoom in on him at all. If I move, he'll probably hop. We got a frog right here. What's up, buddy? He's just chilling. He's just hanging out. I'm gonna pet him. Oh my God, he's just hanging out. Huh, buddy? Froggy boy. Dang.
Yeah, I'm surprised he let you touch him. See Titus's butt, and I was like, he's probably either sniffing him or trying to eat him.
Just staring at him.
Yeah.
Athos was like, frog legs for dinner? Frog leggies? All right, we are wrapping up the evening. Got pretty much almost all of our tools all packed up. 180 is practically done. We did a lot of testing, cleaned up a lot of things, and now we're gonna be transferring everything, all of our tools, jack, all that stuff, over here to the truck. We have the truck over here on the U-Haul, but we got a bunch of stuff. We went and bought some wood so that way we can drive the 180 up on the U-Haul. The 180, baby! I'm gonna end you guys off here. We have our track day tomorrow. The 180 is on the trailer, baby. First track day tomorrow. It's freaking 10:56 at night. Let's go. If you guys enjoyed the video, please make sure to drop a like, make sure to subscribe. Wish me luck. We got our first track day. Gonna be absolutely insane. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace out.